Hello, everybody's, and welcome to the critically overdue latest edition of 4.0 and below. So, where the hell have I been? Well, that's kind of a long story. It's sort of a 2 to 3 punch combo of that whole Copacabana nonsense, and then, of course, the virus that shall not be named hit. Things got weird. Um, I kind of got to deal with some furlough at work. Taxes were due on my house, and so there really wasn't a whole lot of money to do foolish things. And then, of course, all the shops and everything were closed. You really couldn't go hunting or digging anywhere. And I was hesitant to do anything online because, one, who knows what can get contaminated in the mail, honestly, who knows. And two, with like essential workers or whatever, it's like they got enough to worry about. They don't need to be delivering this nonsense. And so, I really haven't done anything for most of like 3 months. I do have some stuff that I've got together before, and so I guess, and then it came down to, is it worth putting a video together for the 11 people that will probably watch this? But at the end of the day, we're in quarantine, we're in lockdown, we got nothing else to do. So what the hell, let's make a video. And so to start off with, I picked up a full set of, this is kind of a sequel to the comics Tomb of Dracula. This came out after they canceled it, and it didn't last very long. And this is a hell of an eBay deal. I think it was mislisted. I think they wanted like $30 a book, but I got the whole set of 6 for 30. And so again, I don't know if that's how it was supposed to be, but anyway, there's number 1. And number 2. And Tomb of Dracula number 3. Number 4. I think that crucifix is working. And number 5. Again, these are sort of a mix of comic tales and articles and stuff. Like I said, you got a Stephen King thing in there. And then the last issue, number 6. And apparently it's a special one. So, yeah, I picked up those magazines. We're going to get to the comic next, so we'll see you soon, right after the funky cartoon noise. And we're back. Now, one of my initial goals for 2020 was I was going to work very hard to complete my, the first, or I think second volume run of the Hulk. I think it was the first, anyway. Basically, from I think 101 to the end. And so, on that note, I picked up 190, and once again, you look at that cover. I mean, what the hell were those guys smoking in the bullpen back in the 1970s? I have no idea. And 191. There's the Shaper of the Worlds there. I think this is when Herb Trimp was kind of winding up and turning it over to Sal Buscema on the art on the inside. Number 195. And number 198. And then we're skipping a bit, but those ones that I already have, again, just kind of trying to fill in some holes. Number 199. And 200. Big anniversary issue. Okay. Go to 204. 211. 213. Don't quarrel with the Quintronic man. Got it. 226. 228. And that is the first appearance of Moonstone. Later was Miss Marvel in the Dark Avengers, part of Norman Osborn's group. And this one I already had, but this kind of came in a lot. And 234. Now this is the first appearance of Quasar. It's not the first appearance. This is one of the reasons why I cannot wait for the key issue bubble to burst, because I think it's a bunch of nonsense. Basically, you're paying for a key issue, the first appearance of Quasar. Again, it's not the first appearance of Wendell Vaughn. It's not the first appearance of Marvel Boy. It's the first appearance of Quasar. And essentially, it's just like one panel, he's there, and he flies off in the same panel. It's like, from now on, call me Quasar. And that's it. So come take it out, I'm going to show you. 2 seconds. Let's see if I can find it fast. Do-do-do. Compelling television. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'll do apologize. It's essentially a full page. You say, good luck on your new assignment. Thanks, but we'll meet again. Call me by my new costume or by my new code name. Past the ads. You see that? Call me Quasar. That's it. That's the first appearance. Icky. Oh no, it's the crud. So, moving on to 261. And 262. Because I read the Hulk off and on when I was a kid. And I think I started reading it solidly in the 280s. Of course, that meant, and it was like hit and miss. You'd get one, you'd miss one. It didn't matter too much. But of course, the one you miss is another key. 271, where it's the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon in the 616. So I had to pay out the nose for that a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. But, a life of a collecting fanatic. And then also, again with bad timing, I read the Hulk pretty solidly. Didn't miss an issue from like 280 until like the mid 400s when Onslaught happened and I stopped reading. And then, of course, 2 issues later, it's the first appearance of the Thunderbolts. And so, picked that one up too. Again, crazy. It wasn't too expensive, but again, it's what you got to do these days to get what you need. Okay, so that's all the Hulks. Also, I bought a couple of Sensational She-Hulk, number 35. And number 39. Byrne was really into his cheesecake stuff in those days. And that, with those 2 pickups, I have the entire run of Sensational She-Hulk, and I also have a full run of the Savage She-Hulk. Next, we're going to go after the slot stuff, so wish me luck. I found, we kind of got a local, like a knick-knack shop. It's sort of a gaming store more than anything, but they got a ton of comics. I think obviously they bought out an old shop or something, but again, the boxes are a mess, nothing's in order. But I did manage to pull this out, the 4-issue Catwoman series from the late 80s, number 1. It sort of spun off out of Batman Year 1. Number 2. Number 3, suggested for mature readers. And number 4. Okay. Speaking of Catwoman, excuse me. Again, I hope I don't have the crud. Let's see. speaking of Catwoman, like I said, picked up from this series number 63 and number 74. And again, this makes a little sense to me on these Adam Hughes covers for some of these series. And, I don't think it has anything to do with content. It has everything to do with covers. Some of them you got to pay out the nose if you want to get them, and the other ones are dirt cheap, and this is another expensive. Does it have to do with the cleavage? I don't know. But anyway, there's 74 and number 81. And that's another complete, then, with those 3 issues. I have a complete run of that Catwoman. I really dug at the Brubaker stuff at the beginning. It was really good. And I thought when Will Pfeiffer took over, I thought that was really good, too. So, okay. What we got next? Oh, I pulled this one out of that same shop. Green Lantern, Green Arrow, number 94. This one will take a little bit of explaining. It's one of these things where I was in the shower and I started thinking about a couple like comic panels that I remember reading a million years ago, but I couldn't. I knew it was a Green Lantern. I looked through all of my Green Lantern books, could not find him. Could not find these things that I was looking for, and it was just like this giant fight between the Corps and like this army of baddies. And I remember, I think it was Arctus Chummock. He had to fight a dude who was yellow, and he wound up breaking his neck. And I just remember it. And then there was like the bad guy who was like this skeleton dude. Come to find out, that was Necron, the first appearance of Necron, from Blackest Night. And that all happened in a 3-issue limited series, Tales of the Green Lantern Corps. So I managed to track that down. Number 1. Number 2. It felt like this whole thing just kind of felt like a dry run for the first Crisis, to be honest with you, because reality was breaking down and Necron was breaking through, and it's pretty interesting stuff. That was like the Green Lantern Corps. That's number 3. Okay. Now this is another lot on eBay. You just kind of stumble on these once in a while and you run into a deal. So it's like, ooh, snag that fast. Okay. This is the Sinister House of Secret Love, number 1. Because we love those DC spooky books. And got number 2. Number 3. The Bride of the Falcon. Kathy knew she would die unless she discovered what secret curse prevented her from becoming the Bride of the Falcon. Dun dun dun. Okay. And number 4. A graphic tale of gothic terror, Kiss of the Serpent. I think right after this issue, I think it changed. The title changed to, I think, like Secrets of Sinister House. I mean, DC had tons, like Secret of the Haunted House. They had a ton of those at the time, and gotta catch them all, like freaking Pokemon or something. I don't know, but these are really great. Highly recommended. Let's see, what's next? Moving on, trying to complete this set 2. Number 1, had this already, where Monsters Drell was part of a set, and it's in much better shape than the one I had. And number 4, Trapped in Nightmare Valley. Number 5, The Taboo Lives Again. And number 10, Gigantus, The Demons from the Depths. Run for your life. It's the monster that walks like a man. Got it. Okay. And then also number 26. A thing called Metallo. How cool is that? And so I think I'm about probably like a dozen issues short from having Where Monsters Dwell wrapped up. So we'll keep chipping at that. This one I bought out of the case the last time I was in Omaha at the comic shop before all this nonsense started. Marvel Premiere number 28 and the Legion of Monsters. In that same trip, I picked up a bunch of Phantom Stranger books. Number 13. There's a good Neil Adams cover there. And number 14, Spectre of the Talking Swamp. Can you hear my cat? She's a little pissed because I locked her out of the room. Okay, and number 16, Image and Wax. And found a few Brave and the Bolds. This is number, boy, I can barely read that. That's number 87. And number 169. And number 179. Batman and the Legion. It sounds it seemed like a funky team up, and I had to read it. And then I also picked up a few from the newer series. Brave and the Bold, number 7. And speaking of the Legion, the Doom Patrol and the Legion of Superheroes. I was like, gotta read that. And then also, oh my god, the Inferior 5 and the Subs. It's sort of intertwined with the story that came before, and it's pretty hilarious. I highly recommend it. That's a pretty fun read. Okay. Next, we got a ton excuse me, of Wonder Woman comics. This is from volume 2, number 53, and number 54. Number 55, featuring Dr. Psycho. I've been watching the Harley Quinn cartoon. God, that's funny. Highly recommend it. I regret getting into that before seeing Birds of Prey, because that kind of ruined Birds of Prey for me, not gonna lie. Number 56. Number 69. Yeah, this is another goal for 2020. Again, before everything sort of got put on hold. I was working hard to shore up my second volume, the Wonder Woman run, and then also I kind of wanted to do the first volume where from like 170, 78, or whenever she ditched the Wonder Woman duds and did the Diana Rigg thing there for a while till the end. Working on that, getting closer. But again, everything's kind of on pause. Number 78. Again, I don't know if these are all that interesting. Again, it's just the completest freak in me. 87. And number 89. And then we jump ahead to 163. Number 166. Yeah, we're getting into that Adam Hughes nonsense again. 167. This is a pretty funny story. Lois Lane interviewing Wonder Woman all day. That's pretty good. Oh, my box is falling apart. Oh, the hell with you. Okay. 172. 174. Riveting, right? I do like this cover, though. 186. Poor Donna. She goes through more kinds of hell. And 188. We still got this in frame? We sure do. And 189. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Riveting. The riveting. Okay. And then again, being a completist freak, I stopped reading Manhunter before the last issue published, so I went ahead and picked that up. So that's done. And Birds of Prey finally got this one, which is the first appearance. Technically the first appearance of the Birds of Prey. And again, I stopped reading. I was reading Birds of Prey pretty regularly until I think Gail Simone left and I stopped reading. a few issues. I think Bedard took over, and it's like it just wasn't working for me. Yeah, but then it got canceled like 2 issues later, so I picked those up just to, again, just to feed the beast in your brain. Gotta have them all. So 126 and 127. Okay. What else we got in here? Okay. Also managed to dig out this one. Shazam number 25. First appearance of Isis. And circling back to the macabre. Let's see. DC Weird Mystery Tales number 1. Weird Mystery Tales number 11. Weird Mystery Tales number 14. It was like a famous cover that's kind of aping. Yeah, okay. Anyway, sorry. I completely lost my train of thought. And finally, we have Weird Mystery Tales number 15. So, and that's it for this haul run. Thank you for sticking with me as I rambled through this. Sorry, it's been a while. When will we do another one? I have no idea. Again, like I said, haven't been shopping for anything, haven't been looking for anything, haven't been ordering anything. So again, we're just kind of go on hiatus again, and I will come back as soon as I got something. So until then, this is W. Kelso for 4.0 and below. Hoping everyone is safe. Wash your hands. Social distance when you can. This too shall pass, and then we can we can get back to regular programming. So until then, we'll catch you later. See ya. Bye bye.